Good Samaritans, and fellow agents, welcome back to the Pig Roach Files. Thank you for joining me here today in the DIA boardroom, where we discuss a lot of important topics about the Pig Roach with my fellow agents like Special Agent GGG and Special Agent Mighty D. Now, I'm bringing you a look into Déjà Vu, Piggy Style, and Pigcast. We start off this episode with a look at this tweet. Now, the Pig Roach has tweeted a similar tweet back in October. Here it is. Very little has changed from then to now. His responses on this tweet from recently range from trolls chiming in, telling him to get a job, into real fans expressing a laundry list of complaints and fixes that should be done, including: stop complaining about your financial issues, stop burping and snorting into the mic, stop whining about trolls and detractors, raising the stream quality and the face cam quality. One person even complained like he feels like his questions don't get answered unless if money is attached to them. So that's a complaint about somebody new who wants to ask a question to the Pig Roach and feels like he gets ignored. Now, if I was viewing a stream and I said, "Hey man, how's it going?" to the streamer, and the audience is relatively low, I would expect him to be like, "Hey, what's going on? I hope you're happy here and enjoy your stray. Chat's fun to be in." You know? But the Pig Roach just ignores everybody without a bitch badge. That's right, I said bitch badge, because that's what you are if you cheer the Pig Roach. Now, most of these people most likely got blocked right away by the Pig Roach, because the truth can hurt. The one thing he responded to was this one echo chamber suggestion the Pig Roach loves hearing from his fanbase. But nothing will change. He will continue to ignore the advice and just keep doing what makes him easy money from his Pig Roach cult. Yet again, he has a green screen, doesn't put it up. Yet again, he complains that he can't afford editing software. There are other ways around it. Pay somebody to edit your stuff. Ask a fan to do it. Put up more quality videos on YouTube. However, he refuses that, because he likes to press the monetization button on his videos and leave them like that. Which is a topic for later on today in this episode. Piggy Style refers to the sloppy, disgusting, and lazy way the Pig Roach handles his content. Take a look at this video evidence from Special Agent Mighty D, in which the microphone goes out on the Pig Roach.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, ah. And the Ah. Aha. It's a monkey.
Shut the fuck up!
Oh! I could just chill here for a while. I seriously could. I got level 2 armor. Only problem is healing is low.
Be advised. Further collapse expected. Relocate to safe zone. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
What is this? Poor soul. You're trapped in some sort of invisible, box-like prison. What's that? I can't hear you. But I see your tears.
Is it okay that I'm kind of loving this?
Yes and no, but mostly yes.
Supply drop inbound.
Far from the bright lights of Las Vegas or New York City.
Be advised. Further collapse expected. Relocate to safe zone.
I think he wants to communicate.
Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Net call. Supply drop incoming.
Alright, everyone, so I'm back. Sorry about that. My last match, my mic died on me.
Infiltrate.
And it was bullshit. You saw what happened? I heard a guy outside. I circled all the way around behind him, opened fire on him. Didn't do any damage. He jumps, hits me once, it kills me. Fucking bullshit. This game is terrible sometimes with hit detection. That's the problem.
As you saw, the opening was a lot of throat clearing and snorts edited together. And that is just nasty. Nobody likes to hear that. People complained about it in that tweet earlier that I was talking about. But he just throws out his generic excuse about his illness that he is afflicted by. Even further down, you saw that the Pig Roach, the microphone died. Which happens. Technical issues do occur. Most likely it's because he hasn't updated OBS on his computer that's still running, I believe, Windows 8. So what you gonna do? Gotta update that software sometime, but he's too lazy to do it. And then you saw him look at the chat, put up a cheer on the leaderboard, and then he turned around, played the game some more, stared back at chat, which I assume was going off on him. Hey man, fix your mic, your mic's muted. You know, things along those lines. But nobody attached money to it, so he didn't care. And then he went ahead and finally noticed that his mic went out, clowned it up by pantomiming and flailing around. And then he typed into his overlay right there that my mic went out. I'm gonna have to reset it. LOL. And then he carried on with his game, clowning it up furthermore. And then he dies to somebody who saw him leave the building, go around on a flank, and I'm sure that guy heard his footsteps, turned, fired on the Pig Roach, and then jumped to make movement and aim harder on the Pig Roach, which is already hard enough for a man with no reflexes. And he deletes what he wrote about his microphone on his overlay and typed in bullshit. I don't understand how a professional streamer would be able to get away with something like that. I mean, if your mic dies or you forget to unmute yourself, you just go ahead and type it in your chat and say, hey, sorry about that. My mic died. Or, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to fix this in a second. Give me a moment. He was camping during this time. He could have easily fixed that mic. It would have been a click, unplug, replug in, or, you know, reset OBS or something like that. But instead he clowned it up and did his normal lazy Piggy Style content. You know, even I cut out my bloopers that I produce here. Just like this gem from last week on all of the videos. They've been great. And also subscribe if you can. Are you fucking kidding me? The last 10 minutes of the last segment of the video and it falls down. Oh shit. Yeah. Shit happens. It's not a big deal. Cut it out of your content, re-record it, and carry on. Who cares? It's part of the fun of doing a video like this. But somebody might tell me that I'm being a little bit nitpicky. But this is his job. He's been doing it for 10, almost 11 years. And there are old videos on his channel that are worse than anything that I've ever seen. I'm talking about minute-long clips that are monetized, where there's just a blank screen, or he's fiddling with some crap, or he's putting in a username. He uploaded those to YouTube. And they're terrible. You can still find them on his channel. Because he monetized them. Because ads. Because he likes money. Instead of putting out quality content that is roughly, 10 to 30 minutes long of a nice montage or a gameplay where things went really well, he just kind of chops things up as he goes and slaps 10 ads on him in an hour. That is the quality of his YouTube content. And you saw that that was the quality of his streaming content from that video from Special Agent Mighty D. How his fan base hasn't become aware of this, I don't know. I think majority of his Pig Roach cult are in it to win it. They're there through the long haul because they find it either A, hilarious that this guy gets paid to do something like this, B, they want to be edgy and go against normal working adults or people with talent, like most of the detractors out there. Look at LSB, look at James the Lesser, look at GTG, the list goes on, with Mighty D and his fantastic editing skills. Memology 101 has great editing. That stuff takes time and practice to put together. And the Pig Roach makes enough money where he could pay somebody to go ahead and edit his content. It probably wouldn't be that difficult. You give somebody the raw footage, you pay them a lump sum of some amount of money for, say, the week, and put out better content and let your channel grow. But he is too greedy and too lazy to make that kind of a change. Is in talks about going on to a podcast with the Drunken Peasants because they reached out to him on Twitter and through his Hotmail account, I assume. His fans are worried that they might expose their Pig Roach master by asking some of the hard-hitting questions that us brain-dead detractors have been talking about for years now. But the Pig Roach has a plan.
By the way, without giving too many specific details, in about a month's time, I may be appearing on a podcast. It's been a hell of a long time since I appeared on any show of anyone, and I got an offer, and I've been talking back and forth with a couple people, and I may be on a podcast next month. And if it does work out, it may be good timing, because if the podcast goes well, it could end up being free publicity, which number one obviously helps, and number two, as you remember, like I said, next month I'm probably going to be doing some kind of a marathon in late March to try to raise funds for my taxes. So maybe it'll give me some new exposure to a new audience who will come by. So I'll let you guys know the details when I have them worked out. I do not have them worked out as of yet. I'll give you guys maybe a couple of weeks notice so that we can hype it up. You know, first time I've been on a show or anything in a long ass time. So okay. No worries. People are saying, what about trolls? Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about any of that. That's all behind the scenes stuff. That'll be handled. Don't worry about that shit. All right, here we go.
Thanks to Special Agent MrHuth for that footage. Mr. Piggy's plan is to go ahead, try to take the free money that I assume that they paid him to go on that, or the exposure that he's talking about, to a larger audience. And if they start grilling him and roasting him, he said he's just gonna walk out. Now, I'm telling all of you good Samaritans and my fellow agents out there to please let what happens with this podcast. Let it play out. Just sit back and relax as you get to watch one of a couple scenarios play out. Most likely one is that the Pig Roach backs out of the podcast completely, claims that the trolls and the detractors ruined it for him, which would probably cause the drunken peasants to spill the beans and let their audience know that he backed out because he couldn't get what he wanted. Some softball questions, an easy time, or some lovely greenbacks into his pocket. The second scenario is that he goes on the podcast. The drunken peasants go ahead and lob him a few softballs. And then people like us call out the drunken peasants for not roasting the pig when they got the rare opportunity to do so, which I'm sure they will discuss as part of their business plan, if you will. I would understand if the drunken peasants go ahead and softball the pig just to get him on, and then later down the road they break it all down for us. It would be hilarious if all of a sudden they came out and said, hey, yeah, we softballed it a bit. But you know why? Boom, emails. Boom, DMs. And just watch him freak out when his DMs are coming out stating that, oh, I'm not coming on unless if you pay me $800 for it. He would look like a greedy piggy. And then, lastly, there's a scenario out there where the Pig Roach goes on the podcast, gets roasted, and just has a full breakdown, walks off the podcast because he can't handle the heat, which will make him look awful to the fans of the drunken peasants, and they will expose his flaws to a larger audience, which would bring traffic towards detractors, as well as make it a little harder for the Pig Roach to get more exposure from a different podcast or anything else along those lines, because people will actually see the toxic person that the Pig Roach is. So I'm looking forward to seeing what plays out in this next saga in the life of the Pig Roach. And hopefully we all get to have a nice laugh at the end of the day. Well, that wraps things up for this episode of the Pig Roach Files. Thank you for coming by and enjoying it. Please leave a like. Go ahead and comment below. And also, please let me know how you like this new style of video. And if you like it any better than the other more, gumshoe noir style that was previous. And also, please subscribe if you haven't yet, and help the DIA grow even greater. I'm off to go play some more Apex Legends because I had a great time yesterday with it. During that live charity stream, I went ahead and did to help the local animals in the animal shelter close to my home. A special thanks to those of you who swung on by, chatted it up a bit, and watched for a little bit. I appreciate that. I know it wasn't the most barn-burning chat ever, but I had a good time with it, and I appreciate it. And a very, very special shout out to Detractors for RSD over there on Twitter for your donation. It means the world to me that somebody like you or anybody else would go ahead and let me help out an animal shelter close to my home. I never expected anything like that, and it brought a smile to my face for the entirety of the day. And also thank you for sending me that link about SaveTheLittleBugs.org. That little comic that I read was very enjoyable, and I liked the little touch that was in them. It was great, and I appreciate it very much. So, expect more live streaming from me. Expect more videos from me. I'm thinking about actually just uploading gameplay as I record throughout the day, just for something a little different. And I appreciate you all coming by once again. So, stay safe out there. Enjoy your day. And we'll see you next week with another episode of the Pig Roach Files. Have a good one, guys.